Hello, welcome back to some more Danganronpa SingleFile. Last time we did the first four, or we did the last two, but I'm up to the fourth one essentially is what I'm trying to say. And today we'll be continuing on with some of these character introductions and taking a look at the Barracks and the Armory. So let's see who awaits us. Now, just a little side note, but I haven't recorded for the past 4 months or something. The videos I put out last time are actually from the start of October. So yeah, if I missed anything, I mean, I technically did edit those videos relatively recently, so everything's pretty much fresh in my head. But if there's bits and pieces that I forgot, then, from earlier parts especially, then please forgive me. But anywho, I've connected up my PlayStation 3 controller, and it seems like this game actually has controller support, which is really nice. I don't know if it'll, I'll be able to use this for the whole time or not, but at least for now, scrolling through these options I can use as a controller, so that's really nice. Okay, let's take a look at the Barracks. Let's see what is up. Okay. If this is indeed a killing game or a mock killing game, then I imagine the Barracks are intended to stand in for a dormitory. And also, before I continue, and I think you heard me knock the control there, I'm sorry. But before I continue, I did notice when I was editing the previous 2 parts, I think it was because it was really late at night, but I was kind of blitzing through the sentences really quickly, and it was a little bit hard to fully understand what I was saying, so I'll make sure to speak a little bit more clearer this time. But if there's any times where it sounds a little off, then I do apologize. Anyways, okay. Someone is certain to be checking out their rooms and getting settled in. After all, moving all about the island and being social has been tiresome for me. Some people feel most comfortable closed up away from others. Yeah, like that one guy in the middle of the tower or whatever, if I remember correctly. So yeah, there was that guy as well. I forget what his ultimate was. Yeah, again, it's been a while, I'm sorry. Seeing as Miss Xavier's taken my old room adjacent to my laboratory, I do hope that the Barracks will have decent sleeping arrangements. If we're all sleeping together in bunk beds parallel to each other, that seems like an insufferable, despair-inducing arrangement. Okay, and now at this point of the game, I am the biggest Hoyt simp probably ever, so let's see if that ever changes. But anyways, okay. Here we are. The Barracks building is quite small. From a distance, I could already tell it would hold little besides the bedrooms. Is that like a little picture of me? I guess it is. And then there's like a lighter on the other door, I guess. I can be happy about that at least. It does have multiple bedrooms, and each appears to have its own bathroom. Also, I noticed that the little memo pad, the little corkboard on the right, it has like little pendants at the bottom, like little earrings or something. I wonder what's up with that, but okay. In classic fashion, the rooms are each marked with a visual depiction of the room's occupants. A few of the faces are recognizable by this point. The Barracks have 2 hallways intersecting in a V shape, with 6 doors on one leg and 6 on the other, confirming 12 participants. I've never seen that word in my life. Ostensibly, one half belongs to the gentlemen and the other to the ladies, though that could be a mistaken assumption on my part. Several of the figures are masked in ways that makes it difficult to confirm their gender in these crude drawings. A stray thought prompts me to contact Miss Xavier. Excuse me, but do you know if you are meant to sleep in the Barracks with everyone else, or will you be using my accommodations? I'm not sleeping in your bed, idiot. I don't intend to spend the night there, and I doubt the rules will allow me to. Unless you're also going to be allowed to sleep in the server room. And as comfortable as I feel around computers, that would be a bit much. I dismiss Miss Xavier for now and focus my attention on the interior halls of the Barracks. I've noticed a few figures on the woman's side. Oh, the first is a young girl slight in stature. She barely looks to crest the 17 requirement that would be the standard in Western military academies. Looks to crest the 17 requirement. Oh, okay, so I guess he's saying that she looks a little young to be, I guess 17 is the enrollment age for this sort of thing. I don't have any clue. Look at that little Monokuma ox pin on her hat. That's interesting. Also, just side note, I have seen this character before. I've seen this character because I'm in AIM's server, and there's an emote that gets used a lot, which is like a little, like it's this character, but she looks very energetic with her arms up, if I remember correctly. So I have seen this character before, but yeah. And I will make sure if there is anything I'm not blind on, I'll make sure to, you know, let you guys all know about that. On the other hand, she's otherwise quiet at home in the setting. Her military fatigues are at stark odds with my lab coat. She certainly doesn't look afraid to be here. Oh, this is the character from the prologue, right? Further down the very end of the hallway is an ominous figure dressed from head to toe in black, which is really interesting because that prologue had a trial, which makes me feel like that must have been the previous death game that this person was in, and then now they're in this game or something. What was it again? It was like this character's brother got killed or something, I'm pretty sure. And then it was like, whoa, only robots can use these, this type of weapon or something. It was something like that. Okay. She looks, yes, I don't know how Victor figured out this person's gender with a mask like that, but fair enough. There's no denying that she looks exactly like the captive leading the debate in the dream early. Oh, that was a past memory? That was a... Huh, interesting, okay. Or perhaps the victim, the two were dressed similarly. Seeing her here caused me to shiver. Where else could I have seen her before this encounter? Of course, that previous prologue segment may have actually never happened. It might have been a case of that happened in Victor's past or something like that, and then, you know, the AI programmed a character like this that's from his memory or something like that, right? Like, I'm not entirely sure which is reality, but either way, there is a connection, it seems like. Perhaps somewhere in my missing memories. They're inspecting the rooms and haven't seen me yet. I'll try not to startle them as I introduce myself. Okay, let's try from top to bottom. Excuse me, miss. Consider yourself unexcused, greenhorn. Excuse me? Oh, pretty intense, not what I expected. I said no excuses, you're unexcused. I want you to try it again with a proper salute from the belly. Give me your name and assignment.
I am the ultimate researcher.
Victor Leeds, ma'am, the ultimate researcher, ma'am, specializing in the study of the killing games, ma'am. Hold on, does Victor have a little Monokuma pin or something? It's hard to tell because of the text box, but it looks like there's like a half white, half black kind of pin connecting like the outer coat that he's wearing.
Darn tootin'.
But yeah, oh, I think it might be this sprite that I keep seeing. Maybe, I don't know. Now that's more like it. You got it in your Vicky. Just take somebody like me to pull it out of here.
Very well.
Yeah, speaking of which, your name
I'm
is
the ultimate drill sergeant. If I can't whip y'all into shape, nobody can.
Debbie Deadeye Donaway Triple D. Okay. Are you an instructor here at the school? Oh, not hardly. I'm a student just like, all of y'all. That doesn't mean I don't plan to exercise my, acumen to make y'all into some proper soldiers, though. After all, that's what we're here for, right? The Future Foundation recruited all of us to be the special ops. We're going to be the first generation of anti-despair super soldiers. I think that super soldiers might be a bit much, but I see what you're getting at. Do you think that all of this is part of their plan, a training exercise?
Darn tootin'.
Well, what else could it be? Land's sakes, you can see all the work they put into it, can't you? This is exact recreation of one of those. Killing game. And we lucky we got to be the first ones to break her in. I can't wait to see what kind of drills they got in store for us. You say they, but have you seen any Future Foundation staff since you arrived here? And not hide, not hair of them. But that's just part of the training exercise. Wouldn't be very believable if we had a teacher showing us what to do. No, this here is trial by fire. We're all corn hash that's gone straight into the skillet.
Now see here.
I like his little hair that's like sweating, his little fringe hair. I don't plan on becoming corn hash, thank you. Okay. Hold on, was that wasn't the first option, was it? I'm starting to, if it's a double up, then I'll just cut it out in the video, but no, okay, no, it isn't. Oh shucks, ain't much to say. You can't see by looking at me.
Very
Well, tell me about being the ultimate drill sergeant. What does that entail?
Darn tootin'.
Oh, we all got different talents. Vicky and mine just happen to be polishing the talents of others. I'm guessing she has like a really thick southern accent or something. Just before I was recruited here, I attended the Bright Futures Juvenile Academy. Those tough classes molded me like coal into a diamond. My classmates and me got into in so tight, folks called us a platoon, Deadeye's Ringers, and led us to victory in the mock killing game exhibition. Mock killing game? Huh. You say? Hot doggity, it was the time of my life. You all should have seen my team and me. We were like a well-slept hog out there.
Impossible.
Okay, I think the expression is well-oiled machine. More to the point, I realized during all that mess my colon, to lead soldiers of the future into a brighter tomorrow, to help rally my fellow students to stick one straight up Monokuma's tailpipe. I feel like because she's so just and so leader-worthy, she's probably going to be one of the first ones to go, because it's going to hurt the team significantly. To demolish despair. She's like, she feels like Ishimaru a little bit, but more southern and more, I guess, army-like, I don't know. Appreciate your enthusiasm, but it is important to note your experience in a mock killing game may have colored your perception of what these games are like. They're not fun, these games are despair given shape. They're sheer agony for its own sake. Whatever the Future Foundation told you, you can't understand that from training exercises. Well, we can't all have killing game experience when we're 18. Where'd you serve anyway? Oh, I've never been in an actual killing game before. You maggot, you talking to me like that when you ain't got any real experience under your belt neither. I mean, she doesn't have real killing game experience either. I mean, it's, better experience than Victor, I suppose, but I've studied more killing games than the average person knows exist, Miss Dunaway. Your little videos and whatnot can't compare to my formal education and drill experience. I guess this will be a good experience for you.
Impossible.
There's no such thing as a good killing game experience, Miss Dunaway. The sooner you rid yourself of that fantasy, the better. Despair will find a way to hit you where it hurts. Yeah, you're right about that. If the Future Foundation's worth their salt, this here training ain't gonna pull any punches. You sure you're ready? We'll find that out together. Alright, about the game. Well, the researcher in you must be chomping at the bit to dissect this beast from tail to snout. I'm just the same, partner. I'm dying to see what's in store for all of us.
Impossible.
I wouldn't say I'm eager at all. You may take joy in your own talent as it applies to these games, but I do not. I have a sense of pride as a researcher, but I'm not foaming at the mouth to view or experience more killing games. I actually really like that voice clip. You can't beat despair with an attitude like that, Vicky. You gotta shape up. How do you mean? You know what despair is over us? Passion. Those guys want to see us decent folks crying in the mud. They'll do whatever it takes to make us eat their shit, and they'll grin the whole time we're forcing it down. So we gotta strike back with the same attitude. We can't just fight for a peaceful life, no. It's eye for an eye. We gotta stare the sons of bitches straight in their face and bite back at them. You gotta want these devils to suffer and die, partner. They gotta be brought low to their knees and know it was us that put him there. What you're saying makes sense, but of course it does. Who's the drill sergeant here? The intensity of that voice clip. You're lucky I ain't flagged you for disciplinary action yet, you maggot. So yes, sir. I snapped back a salute before I could stop myself. She really does have a certain power. It's not that I disagree that despair has to be stopped, but something about her ideology doesn't sit right with me. I don't know if that attitude of hers will hold up if she sees the real face of despair. Okay, about the situation here at the barracks. So, what do you think of our accommodations? I actually do wonder. I can't really tell because, you can't see the outside from the windows, but, like, is this like a multi-story building, or is it just like one kind of, I wonder. But anyways, so what do you think about accommodations? Just as they should be, nothing fancy for soldiers. You get comfy, you live easy, you get sloppy. None of that for me. A stiff hard slab's the best sleep you can get if you want to survive. It's really interesting how, I guess Mikuro Ikisaba is kind of like that, but there wasn't really like any army-based characters in the Spike Chunsoft games, were there? I think? I don't know, maybe there were. I don't remember. It's been too long. Alright, it just so happened I have recent experience with sleeping on a stiff, hard slab. What are you, a corpse? Haha. At least try not to be dead before the killing game starts. I really don't appreciate your sense of humor, Miss Dunaway. I'm just busting your balls, Vicky, but this barracks really is the way to live for us soldiers. You're gonna have to learn to live without all that extra legroom, be like a bullet loaded into a revolver. It may be easier for those without my extra height to cram into places. You care to repeat that, maggot? Ma'am, no ma'am. You ought to feel lucky that you got your own toilet and running water. Things ain't always so easy for soldiers, mind you. I do thank my lucky star for that. Oh, okay, that's all for now. I wonder, so is she did they say she was 17, or did she just assume she might be around 17? I don't remember. Okay. Thank you, Miss Dunaway. I must depart and finish looking about the barracks. Dismissed. Hit the hay and I'll see you in 100 hours.
Now see here.
That's only 1 hour. What am I, taking a nap? I'm not tired yet regardless. I distinctly said I intend to keep looking around. Oh, Vicky, you're just too fun to mess with. I can tell I'm gonna have a real good time picking at you. And I can tell I'm gonna be exhausted every time I finish speaking with you. Oh, she didn't call him out for it. Right. Her heart is in the right place, but I question her attitude towards the killing games. She acts almost untouched by the true impact of despair that covers the world at large. When I try to warn her about it, I can tell full well that she isn't heeding my words. This is a challenge she's eager to tackle. I hope for her sake that she isn't unflappable as she appears. The reference tab has been updated with relevant info. Okay, let's talk to the girl in black. As I quietly approach to greet the figure in black, she turns her head slightly to acknowledge me. With that hood covering the stranger's face and ears, I'm surprised they've picked up on my presence at all. Greetings, it looks like I'm likely the last one here to find my lodgings.
You have it!
Perhaps it is rather late in the day. Oh yeah, this character has the weird, like, fan that has, like, a whole bunch of expressions. It's kind of cute, actually, and funny. I could be mistaking something, but she seems on guard, as though she has the same reservations about speaking to me that I do speaking to her. Whatever the reason, it's making the conversation profoundly uncomfortable. I push forward regardless.
I am the ultimate researcher.
My name is Victor Leeds. I'm the ultimate researcher, specializing in the study of the killing games. I am familiar.
Impossible.
Oh, you can see her lips. Is that new? I don't know. Did that happen before? I don't remember. Familiar? You already know me?
You have it!
Yes, I've done some work with the Future Foundation. Your research is a popular topic with that bunch. I suppose it's no surprise you've also been abducted into this game. Yes, well, I'd certainly rather be anywhere than here. Is that so? I think this would be a good opportunity for you to study a killing game firsthand.
See here.
By that logic, you ought to ask the ultimate zoologist if he cares to stick his head into a lion's mouth. At any rate, I must admit, I'm not familiar with you. What is your name?
I am the ultimate spy master. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Interesting. So, I also did hear, from AIM, the creator of this, that the reason why the characters don't say their names is because at one stage of the project, I believe, like, the talents were the only thing that, like, the talents were the characters' names, I suppose, and the names were kind of like a afterthought, and that's the reason why the voice lines is just the talent, and then the little tagline at the end, I suppose. But anyways, I hope the two of us can get along together. After all, we have history in common, which is, like I said, our business with the Future Foundation. Right. There's no need to be nervous. I'm not the type of spy master that manages assassins if that's what has you worried. I simply manage a network of spies. I mean, it could be that, the protagonist we played at the very beginning of the game, that person, his memories or something could, like Victor might be that person or something like that. Like, it could be that sort of thing, and maybe that's why Zadie was just like, oh, we have things in common, or we have connections from the past. But I don't know, maybe not.
You have it!
We are one of the most altruistic spy organizations there is. Yes, and the name of your friendly spy ring.
I think not.
That's classified. Getting the feeling you're not planning to answer many of my questions, but I'd like to try anyways. Okay. About your title. You think it's sort of funny, don't you? Well, not funny exactly, it just raises a few questions. How exactly did you come to be recognized as the ultimate spy master? You're too much of a gentleman, or perhaps too loyal to the Foundation to point out the obvious problem with their assessment, which is, any other spy organization would hide its spy master. I'm probably the only one who showed up for the review. Is that a sore point for you? Not at all, I'm proud of my work. I believe the Future Foundation values our cooperation as well. So let's rephrase your question. Instead of asking how I came to be recognized as the ultimate spy master,
You have it!
perhaps you'd be more interested to know how I came to become an excellent spy. Yes, let's talk about that. I can't exactly give you my life story. I'll only say that I had a superb teacher, and plenty of motivation to excel at my trade. If you think about it, spies with a conscious? Maybe, are sorely needed these days.
Despair!
The agents of despair have countless spies that they employ, who feed a vast information network that pulls mine to shame. Those hidden agents gather intel that allow them to plan abductions, gather resources without being detected, and complete other essential objectives. And that's why I have always worked tirelessly to develop my own channels. It's not easy to match up to my enemies. Perhaps we're alike after all. I feel the same way about my research.
You have it!
It's reassuring, Victor. There's a lot we can learn from each other.
See
My
here.
research demands secrecy. I'm not about to share any of my findings with a relative stranger. I guess I can't complain about being mistrusted. I'm quite a skeptic myself. Okay? Or what if a few of the others are convinced by the point that this is a new killing game as opposed to a training exercise? On that note, have you noticed? Everyone here seems to have some killing game experience. Well, except for you and the drill sergeant over there. She's only been in training exercise, and I imagine your work has always been done remotely. Is that to say that you have been in a killing game before?
You have it.
I have, although I prefer not to divulge into any details. Is it tough for you to talk about?
I think not.
No, it's my own decision as an expert in intelligence. I came out of it luckier than most of the dispersed characters. Without a lifetime of preparation, it might have been different for me. Miss Sadie, there is something I've realized in my long time studying the killing games. The pad says you're only about 21 years of age, so it can't have been that long, but go ahead. All killing games take a toll on their captives. People emerge from them changed, either strengthened by the challenge or broken by the experience. You shouldn't write off whatever happened to you there. If it helps to talk to someone about it, I'll listen. I'm touched. Are you really concerned about my well-being? Or could it be that what you really question is how I managed to escape unscathed?
Now see
Bloody
here.
hell, you really are the suspicious type.
You have it.
Absolutely. Okay. About the situation. I was simply counting off the doors. It seems there are 12 captives total. You're the 11th I know of. There is one other, a woman pictured with a peculiar eyeglass similar to your own. An acquaintance of yours? It must be Maya. Yes, the ultimate research assistant, if you can believe it. You two must be close.
Impossible.
Actually, well, it's complicated. The two of you butt heads. It seems that way. Yeah, I think I understand. You're missing a portion of your memory that's obscuring your history with the woman, aren't you? How did you... Captives in killing games regularly receive partial amnesia. It's not uncommon to forget a recent acquaintance. So while the twin brothers here, you may have met them, can remember one another from their long history together, this assistant of yours must be a relatively fresh face in your life. But don't you find it odd that we're all still aware of the killing games despite being brought into one? It is rather unusual. In fact, it supports the idea that this is just a training exercise, doesn't it?
I think not.
Yes, but that's too optimistic a theory for me to latch onto. I must agree.
Despair.
Oh, if you haven't examined the rooms yet, I'm afraid you're only in for further despair. They are not lavish accommodations. Well, as long as I have a place to stretch my legs, I'll manage.
I think not.
I wouldn't be so sure that you will. You're rather tall. I have no idea how this massive provisioner is going to manage. So funny they say that because I went downstairs before just to get some water before I started this recording, and I bumped my head on the door frame because Japanese housing is really small. I'm not even like super tall either. I'm like 5'10", is that right? I don't know what feet and inches are. I'm like 178 or 177 centimeters. It's like 5'10" or something. So compared to like really tall people, it's not like I'm super tall. But still, yeah, yeah, that happened. I bumped my head pretty hard on the door frame. It wasn't great. But anyways, okay. Okay, that's all for now. I do wonder though, so how many more characters are there? Because we've been meeting them in groups of 2, I think. And we must have done 5 different categories so far. So maybe there's 2 more characters? I don't know. Thank you for your insight, Miss Sadie. Let's both keep our guards up.
You have it.
Oh, I will. I always do. I think you should be especially careful. Oh, why is that? The circumstances. You're here with your assistants. You live in a secretive life away from the public eye.
My.
I still want to know how this fan changes colors, but whatever. People are going to be suspicious.
Now see here.
There isn't much I can do to dissuade those first impressions.
I think not.
The angle is too obvious. I believe your presence here is likely someone trying to make you an appealing murder target. I'll do what I can to convince others not to harass you. You aren't worried about your own safety? The way you're dressed, I'd say you come off as the most suspicious of all.
You have it.
A valid point, but I can't take the spy out of myself any more than you can remove the researcher. Stay safe, Victor. I can't say I feel more at ease after talking to Mrs. Sadie. The way she's analyzing every inch of the killing game is worrying. It doesn't matter how good of a spy she is. If she's working off incomplete information, it's easy she could begin to tie things back to me. If what Miss Xavier says is true, she'd be right to do so, but then I still have my own theories about what's really happening here. Okay. Head somewhere else. I'll catch up with you two another time. For now, there's more I need to do.
You have it.
I will stay here and inspect my quarters for hidden surveillance. Can't be too careful.
Darn tootin'.
Just from the side, just poking out. I want to test out the bed. If it's too fluffy and stuff, I'm issuing a mandatory mandate. 1 less pillow for every bed till y'all are living a sustainably Spartan soldier's lifestyle.
Now see here.
You're not actually a sergeant. I won't have you revoking our right to pillows. It's Seems like I hit the nerve there somehow. She's gone surprisingly quiet and is wearing a notably sour expression. Zadie noticed it too, I think. I'd imagine she's going to investigate the matter. I'll leave her to it then. Seeing that they're both clammed up, I take my leave, back to the Atara rail. Okay, I'd say Miss Dunaway and Miss Sadie both appear to be reliable types. Miss Dunaway's desire to prove the fruits of her training seemed like they'll lend her an enthusiasm for protecting us all. The greatest danger is that she could jump headfirst into a trap without weighing it carefully if she doesn't treat this as a real threat. Miss Zadie, on the other hand, may be careful and investigate to a fault. I think the others may mistrust her.
Of course.
For once, I agree with all of your assessments. I'm starting to get the feeling that the common theme between all the guests here and the killing game may be challenge. Since this is your mock killing game, I think you picked from a pool of participants that have unusual cunning or survival skills. A killer who can kill in the environment is going to have to be the best of the best.
Impossible.
I still don't buy into that theory entirely, but it is hard to imagine someone as capable as either of those two being picked off as a victim of wanton murder. I can only hope my confidence is well placed. Okay? So that leaves the armory last, which I'll leave to next time, because we're at a good time to wrap up, I feel. I kind of want to record, I actually want to start recording some other stuff. I mean, not just now, but I'm just saying in general. I'm going to try and, I mean, obviously, YouTube videos for me is one of the lowest priorities. I have much more, I don't want to say worthy, you know, passion projects and stuff, but more accomplishing, more fulfilling projects. So YouTube videos are always going to be the last priority. It's usually just for me to essentially record or keep a record of my reactions to certain games, because I actually don't have a lot of time to play video games. So this is actually a nice way to kind of enjoy some stuff. As well as do this sort of thing and play games that people that I know have made and give them feedback and stuff. Is a lot of fun. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like I'm going to try and upload once, or not once, but like 3 times a week is kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe kind of Monday, Thursday, Saturday sort of thing. Which I can, I mean, in terms of 3 videos, 3 30-minute videos, that's something I can totally do. And I do know that there is actually quite a lot more to this game. This game was a lot longer than I expected in terms of how much is out, and it's really impressive stuff. And I do want to play it all the way to the end. So yeah, I'm kind of going to sandwich something else. There's a game that I kind of want to play, and I kind of want to start branching out with some other games that I've heard of and haven't gotten around to and stuff. So I might, for the time being, maybe do like 2 SingleFile a week, and then do 1 video of whatever else I want to play, just to kind of mix things up, but also keep the SingleFile content going, because this is kind of going to be my main thing right now, until I'm caught up. So anyways, I'm going to end this one off here. Next time I'm going to take a look at the armory. Now again, I don't know if that's going to be the next upload or if it's going to be 2 videos from now, but regardless, we're going to do that next time. So I hope to see you all there. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.